If you've ever tried to do a craft project by hand, you know that cutting precisely is tough. What if there was a machine for that? Good thing there is. Meet the Cricut Maker 4. This gadget is a bit of, if you know, you know. Say the word Cricut to someone and they'll either squeal with delight or ask if you need an exterminator. But these machines have been massively popular with artisans and crafters for years. In this review, I'm checking out my first Cricut machine ever. I'm going to learn what these machines are good for, how the Maker 4 works, the multitude of things I can do with one, and if it's easy for a newbie like me to get started. I'll wrap things up with both the pros and the cons of this machine so you can see if it might be right for you. I would like to say thank you to Cricut for sending me the Maker 4 along with a starter kit to jumpstart my holiday crafting preparations. While the company did supply the machine, it didn't ask to have any input into this review, so these thoughts are all my own. I want to take just a second to talk about what this machine is and what it can do for others out there like me who are extremely new to the club. Cricut Maker 4 is a smart cutting machine that can cut, engrave, score, and deboss over 300 materials, including paper, fabric, wood, and leather, and this model is up to 2 times faster than the previous one. Use it on easy projects like basic paper cutting and decorations, stickers and homemade t-shirts, or more advanced crafts like intricate 3D folded designs and even engraved metal or leather. The machine uses the Cricut Design Space app for design and customization, and it connects to the machine using Bluetooth or with a USB cable. When you unbox it, you'll notice the machine is fairly large and heavy and looks quite similar to a home office printer. Also in the box is some paper and materials samples, a crafting mat, the plug, a special pen, and what's called a mini weeding tool. On top of the machine, there's a rail for you to place your phone or tablet, and then the lower door folds down. That door is also a storage case, since hiding underneath are several divided compartments. There's also a storage cup on the left-hand side of the machine. A cutting blade will already be pre-installed for you. I also recommend surfing the Cricut Design Space app for interesting ideas that you want to try out. I got tons of inspiration here and found a few projects to get started with right away. Now, I will note that while there are several projects available for free, if you want access to the full library of templates, you do need to join the Cricut Access plan, which does require a monthly fee of about $9 a month. You do get a first month for free to try it out and see if you feel it's worth it. After spending my first month with it, I absolutely think it's worth the price. For my first project, I wanted to start simple, so I chose a very easy paper place card design that I could use at Thanksgiving. As a first-timer, I found the app a bit intimidating, so I took my time and paid careful attention to the instructions. Essentially, once you choose your project, you'll need to turn on your machine and enable the Bluetooth connection. When it's connected, the app can send instructions directly to the machine. Now, one important thing to mention is that with almost all your projects, you will need a special Cricut machine mat, and in some cases, more than one. These mats look like craft cutting mats, but they're lightly sticky. This helps keep your project firmly in place while the machine's cutting it. You'll just press your paper onto the grid and feed the mat and the paper into the machine. Interestingly, for a new person like me, I found the paper released quite easily from the sticky mats too. The machine cuts extremely quickly, and for a simple design like this, it took just seconds. If you're using a bigger shape, it's fairly easy to peel it off the mat, but there are other tools you can get to make this easier and avoid potentially ruining your cutout. Luckily, in my starter kit, I got both a scraper tool and a spatula, which go a long way to helping me lift one edge of the project and then peel it off the mat more easily. The place cards were a relatively quick and simple starting project, and I was happy with the results. Next, I wanted to try something a bit more elaborate. I found a Halloween door topper design in the Design Space app. I loaded it up on the app, sent it to the Maker 4, and watched as the machine cut a very elaborate design in just a minute or so. As part of the process, and maybe part of the enjoyment, it's getting the intricate designs like this off your mat. For finer design work like this, where there's a lot of small holes, your weeding tool and spatula will definitely come in handy. I learned quickly not to rush this process and was rewarded with some really cool Halloween decor. That led me to projects like a multi-layered paper wreath and a paper bat. With this one, it'll actually print 5 layers, and once you've removed each one from the mat, you'll apply glue to the back and stick them all together. This created a really cool multicolored design, and there's no way I could have manually cut this one myself. Next, I wanted to try something that would deliver 3D results, so I had the machine cut these foldable paper skulls. Once again, these were incredibly easy to put together after the machine had cut them, and I turned them into a cute Halloween garland. I also opted to cut some permanent vinyl sheet to make a label for our treat jar. Cutting vinyl for stickers does involve a little more complexity, and here you use what's called transfer tape to remove the design from the mat and then apply it to your surface. For my first time trying this, I actually think it went incredibly well, thanks in part to the helpful instructions inside the Design Space app. I've been working on some other projects, namely a birthday card for my mother-in-law and some Christmas cards for the coming season. I'm also incredibly impressed with the variety of tools and materials available from Cricut that go a long way towards helping you get creative. I'm going to pause here for now with the Maker 4. There are literally hundreds of different projects I could do with this machine, and rather than bog you down with the dozen projects that I did try, let's go over the pros and the cons of the machine itself, especially from a new user like me's perspective after spending about a month with it. On the pro side, the machine feels really robust and professional, and it looks the part of a high-end CNC machine. I found it was incredibly easy to get set up, and the Cricut Design Space app makes it dead simple to find projects from beginner through more advanced once you gain confidence. Everything I made looked incredibly professional. As a brand new user, I think the machine is great for beginners or those who didn't realize that something that can create results this professional at home is even available. So what are the downsides? I found in some cases, depending on whether the project in Design Space was made by Cricut or by a user, the instructions can be overly simple or even non-existent, so it's a good idea to really take a read through a project before you make it. In short, in just the little bit of time I've had the opportunity to play with the Maker 4, I have been wildly impressed by everything it can do. I think if you're a crafter, artist, or just someone looking for a hobby, the Cricut Maker 4 should be at the top of your list. I can absolutely recommend it to you, even if you are a total beginner like me. It sells for about $5.49 Canadian or $4.39 US, and you can get it from Cricut or from Amazon. And if you like to sit and get creative for a few hours, it always helps to have a good playlist running in the background. Check out some of my picks for best portable speakers for your crafting room right now.